Anushka Sen, it is a pleasure to have you here on BBC Asian Network. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
This is a real honor for me because you are the face and voice of Gen Z. And I'm a millennial. So for me, the Gen Z culture is slightly strange. So the first thing you have to do is teach me some Gen Z slang that I should be adopting into my daily life. Come on, what are you going to give me?
FOMO?
FOMO, we know.
Yeah?
Yeah, the millennials have adopted that.
I'm Gen Z, but I don't really use the Gen Z language.
No?
No.
Okay, well, tell me how you have managed to connect to almost 40 million young people on social media. You have a crazy fan following. What do you think you are doing that is so relatable for so many people?
I think the answer lies in your question. It's the relatable part. I feel I've always been really authentic and just I've been myself when I'm on social media. If I'm putting any videos out or I'm doing interviews or anything, I'm just being myself. And I think people can relate to that. And I'm so grateful for that, because it's not only because of the numbers, but the kind of love that I get ranges from like little kids to even their moms or even grandparents and everything. So that is really special for me.
So we've got to mention then, for anybody who doesn't know who Anushka Sen is,
Yeah.
please introduce yourself in the way you would like people to know you.
So hi guys, I'm Anushka and I'm an actor, singer, and after all, just a 22-year-old trying to figure out life. That would be what I would say.
So you, as you've mentioned, you do all these different spaces of entertainment,
Yeah.
acting, singing, social media
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
When did you first realize that you were gaining a following, or you were garnering up these numbers? When did you first realize that you were onto something here?
So I started social media when it wasn't a thing. It was when it was very fairly new in India and even all over the world. It wasn't a job like now it's become, right? And I had just started out because I love Selena Gomez and my favorite actors and artists who are there on social media, and I just wanted to follow them and see the BTS of a music video or something like that, and just get to know more about that artist. And I think like 13, 14 years old, and then I was like, okay, if I'm liking what I'm seeing of any artist, I would like to do that for people who are watching my shows. So people who don't know, I've been acting since the age of 7 and I'm 22. So I've been acting all my life. I've been, creating content for the past 7 years. But when this started, I didn't know it would become like a whole thing. So I just started, doing the BTS of my set and just sharing my stories and how a casting happened or how the stories are happening, my films or my shows, anything. And then it just started, people started connecting with me. The younger audience started connecting with me. And then I realized that this is becoming a thing and the numbers are just going up and up. And more than that, it just became that I was connecting to people who are watching my shows. The most beautiful thing about social media is that the people who watch my shows as a child, when they were also 7, 8 years old, they are now 22. So they have followed me throughout my journey, so they know where I'm coming from. They know all the struggles, the ups and downs of my life, and they can relate, because even though maybe the destination is different, but the journey is somewhat similar. Everybody faces something or the other which is similar, and if there's somebody who's a public figure who's addressing that, I think that helps.
Do you think it was your TV work that helped you garner the 40 million followers, or do you think it was just your personality on social media? Because for me, you are a bit of an enigma. This is a bit of a mystery, because I can see that you do all of these things, but what is the main thing that's connecting?
The main thing that is connecting is that it's a puzzle. It's like you cannot give the whole credit to one field, and that's why I think I do so many things. That TV has, these audiences, like I said, that they were also young, so they just joined me on
Yeah.
my journey. But there are also people who just watched me on social media, maybe do a dance reel, or I'm, making something, a cooking thing or something like that, or my personality. They saw my live videos and stuff, and then they started, following me. So it's a mix of all of these things, and I think the one thing would be just the relatable factor. I'm just grateful. I have to ask my fans, what the actual reason is. But this is what I think, that finally they realize that this is just a 22-year-old girl trying to figure out life.
Digital stardom is something that is relatively new
Yeah.
for India and for the globe, I would say.
Yes.
And digital stardom is something that didn't really exist 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago, the only way to become famous in India was to do movies,
Mm-hmm.
really, or television, but predominantly movies. And today it feels like there are some digital stars who are bigger
Mm-hmm.
than film stars. When did you see that shift happening, and why do you think that is?
I feel one thing that is really good about this is that there's a lot of opportunities that have increased. People like me who come from outside, like there's no family background of, the entertainment industry. It's very difficult to get into this industry, and I'm really grateful that it is more difficult or whatever. Everybody has their own struggles, but here I'm talking about my journey. So it's difficult, but I'm just figuring out, okay, what should I do next? And back when I started, there wasn't any social media, so my plan was I would do TV, I would do music videos, and then I would just go to movies. And that's how it used to be. But now it's not like that. And then just started doing social media, and I realized that no, this is also another medium that's kind of creating opportunities, and you're becoming self dependent. Like you can shoot your own videos, you have to write your own script, and it's so much of a learning process. I'm really proud of the digital community. I think people take it very lightly. Some people think it's so easy, but it's not, because you're literally depending on yourself. And this number that is coming, it's all organic. So if you don't do well, if people can't connect with you, they just won't. So you wouldn't have the numbers.
You mentioned the word organic there. It's organic, but there's also a level of authenticity
Yeah.
that I think today's younger generations enjoy seeing on social media. Or certainly they associate stardom now with people who are authentic and who feel more real to them.
Yeah.
Is that why you're still so active on social media? Because quite often when you amass such a huge following, I'm sure you do get offers for films. I'm sure you do get offers to do other things, but you still remain true to the digital space.
Right. So I feel I take my acting Anushka different and the social media Anushka very differently, because they're two different journeys, and it is somehow intertwined because it's just me. But it does not mean that because this exists that is more. It's not like that, because it's all about the scripts and what's being made. And if I'm not the right choice, I wouldn't get it no matter what following I have, right? So that's the thing, and I'm just enjoying both of the things, and I'm just trying to figure out which is something that I like, what is something that I don't like. And it does not feel like a job for me to stay active. I just really like the fandom that I have. They are like my extended family. I really like to share what I'm feeling with them, almost all the time.
You know, the following on social media,
Yeah.
which, as I mentioned again, is close to 40 million. I mean, honestly, it's a staggering number.
Thank you.
It's a staggering number also because there are many young Hindi film stars who have been in their careers for the last few years, and they're barely touching 2 million. And they're trying really hard and they're working really, really hard. But
Yeah.
something is not connecting.
Yeah.
Something in the Hindi film space as a
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
is not quite connecting. And I wonder if you have any thoughts on why that might be.
See, I feel, like I said, they're two different things. Not every content creator can be an actor, and not every actor can be a content creator. It's just not how it is. If that was the thing, then every actor would be a director and every directors would be actors. So it's just the thing, like, you just need to be good at it, and there's no really definition of being good at it. You just have to find your niche. I think what people confuse Instagram or social media or any kind of platform is that they think, oh, this is trending, let me do this to get these views or these kind of followers. But that does not work. You have to find your own space or your own USP, because the watch time has become really less, and there's so much saturation. There's so many people giving advices. There's so many people doing these kind of things, and it's good, but you have to find how you differentiate from these people. Why should I follow you? And you just have to keep going there and just finding out what the real answer is.
Okay, Anushka, give me some tips. How can I retain an audience's attention? How can I grow a following? I mean, I don't know if I'll ever reach 40 million, but we can start somewhere.
Okay, first thing would be consistency. I think people, try to be active, but they are not. And that kind of, you're trying to get an audience, but then if you vanish for another week, then you've just lost the algorithm,
So
right?
how much do I need to post and how often?
As much as you can.
No, you said I have to post consistent. Give me numbers. What do I need to do?
Numbers, try to post every day. People would love to see what you're doing behind the scenes. Like, I follow you and I see what you're doing, and it's incredible what you do, and I couldn't do that. So, I mean, you're giving me so much credit, but I can't do what you do, and it's really phenomenal. But it would be, we would love to see more of any person. I think that's what people want. They want to see how their lifestyle is and what they think, what they do.
So
Yeah.
stories,
Stories,
Grid?
grid,
Reels?
yeah.
what else?
That's it.
That's enough.
That's a start. That's a good start.
Okay. The thing is, the Indian entertainment space,
Yeah.
and particularly the Mumbai entertainment space, there's a lot of snobbery that exists as well. People think that if you're a digital star, then you're just, like you said, they don't have to be mutually exclusive, but people do think that once you're in the digital space, that's what you do, and
Yeah.
it doesn't take as much craft or as much talent as being an actor. You do both, but how do you stop yourself from being discriminated against because you are so present on social media?
I have stopped listening to, if there's that opinion that, oh no, this is just easy. And because I know how tough it is, and I, not only myself, people I know, and they're so hardworking. In any field, it requires some hard work. And then, of course, there's a little bit of luck, and it's a combination of both. But if there's no hard work, then luck cannot take you anywhere. So I don't feel anything like that, because I'm very happy with what I do. I'm very passionate about what I do, and every day I wake up with just one mindset that I'm going to try my best. And after that, if somebody's not happy, it's their fault.
The scene has really changed completely, and one of the reasons we're in Mumbai is to capture the evolution of this entertainment space.
Yeah.
And you are signed to a talent agency or a publicity agency that handle the likes of Deepika Padukone and Amir Khan and
Yeah.
Kriti Sanon and all these big movie stars.
Yes.
5 years ago,
Yeah.
they would not have had digital stars on their roster.
Yeah.
Like, something has massively shifted
Yeah.
in the consumption of entertainment.
Yeah.
Do you see this being the future, or do you think that how do you see the future for this even?
So future is unpredictable. I really think so, because I feel I am a lover of cinema. Okay, cinema is something that is really close to my heart. I grew up watching movies. Shah Rukh Khan is my favorite actor, and he's that person. I think he's the reason that I'm always inspired to do my best. And all of his dialogues are, life quotes, and whatever he says in every interview is something that I watch. So cinema is really close to me. I don't think that's going anywhere, no matter what people say. Even though there's digital apps coming up and everything, but I still love the fact that you go to a theater and you watch a film with your popcorn, with your family, and that's something that wouldn't go. Talking about digital, it's going to keep changing. It will not be just one platform rising or one trend rising. Like we saw last year, there were a lot of micro trends, even in terms of fashion. So just like that, future is unpredictable and it might change. So I think we should not, rest on our laurels that, okay, it's all going to be okay, so I'm just going to do digital. I try to keep my options open. I try to do a lot of things so that it does not affect me. And that is the smart way to go.
Digital stardom depends on access to platforms,
Yeah.
which is why I think most digital stars do eventually end up acting full time. And actually, Bollywood still remains to be a global superpower, right? Like you said, Bollywood's not going anywhere. How do you make your presence known in that space as well?
So I think that's why I said that actor Anushka is different, and I keep doing projects which I feel are really good. Like last year, I had an Amazon Prime release. It
Dil
was called
Dosti Dilemma.
Dil Dosti Dilemma. Yeah, you know it.
Of
That's
course.
great. So that was the release, and everybody loved it because it was a show for families. It's like, how your old Bollywood movies used to be and like
Yeah.
that. So it had a touch of old school romance with a modern twist of problems and stuff. So it was a really cool show. So that is something that I keep doing. So that is a different genre, and this is a different genre.
Is the hustle there harder in that space? And I say that because somebody like Lilly Singh, who is a huge digital creator, the hustle to act
Yeah.
has been continuous.
Right.
We know Lilly Singh as being the real first breakthrough South Asian, person of a South Asian background to break through into global mainstream. And yet, when it comes to film and acting work, she's still struggling to land
Yeah.
those big roles.
Yeah.
is that struggle everlasting? Is that hustle everlasting?
Definitely, definitely. Even now, like it's been 15 years in the industry, and I still have to audition. I still have to, wait which project is coming up and all of that. But that hustle is good. I love the hustle, so it's not a problem.
Does the digital following in any way act as a leverage for you to get more opportunities in the acting space?
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's about perception. Some people might see it in a good way, some people might see it in a wrong way. That, oh, because that number is there, maybe we need somebody who's a fresher. Then what do you do? Right?
Oh,
That
that's
could
really
also
interesting.
happen, yeah.
Do you face that? Does that happen with you?
Like, I wouldn't know the reason why I wouldn't get something, but I try to not focus on those reasons, and I'm that person who moves on, and I just see what's next. So I'm just saying that, throwing out ideas, that it cannot be useful like that okay, there's 40 million followers. I think a lot of people think because there's so much following, there's a lot of opportunities in terms of acting.
Yes.
It's not connected, because the directors will always say that, let me see an audition, let me see how she acts, because there's a difference between acting for a minute and acting in a film or a web series. Having a show on your shoulders like Dil Dosti Dilemma was about this girl and her journey, so that's a lot of acting. But thankfully, because I've been acting for so long, everybody knows that I can act, so that does not bother me, at least.
Because when you're doing digital content and you're
Yeah.
making content on social media, you are very much at the mercy of the algorithm.
Right.
If the
Right.
algorithm doesn't push you onto somebody's feed,
Yeah.
then you're not going to be in their on their radar. And
Yeah.
in the UK, for example,
Yeah.
you might not everybody might not know you at this
Yeah.
point
Yeah.
because you might just not have reached their algorithm.
Yeah.
What do you do to try and reach as many people as possible?
I also am doing some international work. So I have started singing last year professionally, but not only for commercial reasons. I've partnered with the United Nations, the SDG goals. So I'm the face and the voice for Gold for Education.
Wow.
So that's something, not only, of course, it's a great opportunity for exposure, but the intention is to just reach as many people as possible for awareness of education. But I have these numbers, so I can do this, and I want to use that and do something good. So we are doing music for impact. So yeah,
So
that's very cool.
That's your humanitarian work, but actually on the professional acting front as
Yeah.
well, you are venturing international, but not in the way that one might typically assume. Often, when people think of people going international from here in
Yeah,
India,
yeah.
people think you're looking to the west.
Yeah.
But actually, you're looking to the east. Tell me about this.
I love Asia, so I was like, why not? This is also another way of going global, and this was a really good opportunity. And
So
if you
to specify, you are making your debut in a Korean movie called
Asia, yes. So it's a very cool opportunity. 2 years ago, they reached out to me, and we had several meetings over Zoom call. And there's also a language barrier, right? So that was happening, and I'm now a part of Asia. We also did a series called Crush, which is a spin-off of the film, and I'm also the Korea tourism ambassador right now. So it's a very cool opportunity, and I'm really grateful.
I think that says something about your intellect as an individual, that you are smart enough to see a huge potential market here, given in the UK, K-pop, K-dramas, Korean skincare, everything seems to be about that part of the world, and really the focus seems to have globally shifted to the entertainment space over there.
Yeah.
When did you realize that this was a potential market, an untapped market that you could look into?
So, I think in my career, it's been 15 years, and I've always been very strategic about a lot of things. And I have to give the credit to my family, because my parents are always with me. We are the decision makers. We have a round table meeting and all of that. So we discuss everything. And that's why I think first mover advantage is something that I look for. Like, even when I said social media, that there was this app which wasn't even popular in India, and I just started doing it. And then there was so many following that the team flew down from their country to meet me, and
Which
they were
app was
like,
this?
this was Musically. This
Oh,
was
I
way
remember
back.
Musically. I
Yeah.
remember Musically, yes.
So it wasn't even a big thing in India, and I just started doing the videos, and there was so much following at that point that they had to fly down to see who I was and why do I have this traction in India, where they didn't even know that it's a market. So we've always focused on doing such things that nobody's ever thinking of, and God is also there. So Korea is something, like you said, Hallyu wave it's called, and it's been doing really phenomenal for the past 3-4 years. And when I saw this opportunity, I thought to myself that here I can represent my country, and if I get the opportunity to do that, even 1% I can contribute to my country, I'll do it.
What about the language?
The language,
Yeah.
I'm learning. I'm
How do you do
learning.
the? You've shot the film and
Yeah.
the series
You're
that goes
still
with
shooting
it.
it, yeah.
You're still shooting it, but
Yeah.
like how because the dialect, the whole vocabulary, the whole language, the alphabet, it's completely different.
Different.
So how do you even get into the space of learning that?
They're really helpful. They're
Okay.
really nice people. They're such, like, if you have seen K-dramas, they're known for being warm and loving, and they genuinely are like that.
They're actually very
So,
desi.
yeah.
Like the K-drama
They are.
storylines are like old school Bollywood movies.
Exactly. And even the food.
And
It's
even the
very
food.
similar.
So where did you go to shoot this? Where were you when you were shooting Asia?
In Seoul.
Okay, so you were
Yeah.
at the heart of it all.
Yeah.
And how was that experience?
It still feels unreal. Every time I speak about it, I feel like I'm in a dream, because I remember I used to watch K-dramas during COVID times, and I just started watching it because I thought that, oh, I've heard that it's really heartwarming, so I needed something to make me happy with whatever was going around. And there was this scene which was, if you know, there's a Han River in Seoul. It's really popular. It's a very big, tourist spot. And there was a scene there, and I told my mom that I would love to go and shoot something there. It would be so beautiful. And I did. So it was just unbelievable. The time when I was shooting there, I was like, this is not real. This is not happening. Is it happening? So it was really special.
I think you'll be inspiring for a lot of people, because for a lot of people, the dream is Bollywood. And I'm coming back to that for a second. A lot of people think Bollywood is where they want to be, and this is the space they want to be in. And as you mentioned at the start, that you have no connections to the industry, you are an outsider in this space. It's often a place that feels alienating, and it's a space that feels uninviting, and like it's an insiders club almost, or it's a select group of people that can operate here. So what you're doing is you're looking for opportunities beyond this space as well, actively or it's just happening by chance. What would you say to people about how this space is no longer the be all and end all for aspiring actors, that Bollywood is not really anymore the end goal for most people?
Right. So I feel, there is this saying, some people think that it is alienating because there's this insiders club, and it might seem like that, but I refuse to believe that, because I believe talent beats everything. Talent beats where you come from, talent beats your surname and everything. And because it's, at the end of the day, it's the audience, right? If the audience doesn't accept somebody, then no matter where you come from, it's just the end, right? And we as outsiders are just looking for that opportunity, where we get that opportunity and just audience can see us and see our skill set and our passion. And thankfully, that's been happening in India. I've been doing my acting work for so long that they've been really accepting of me. And Bollywood is still a dream, and I really want to do it. I really want to make it. Like I said, SRK is my favorite, and I have to. He's my number one, so I have to be a Bollywood star. But that being said, this is the generation where there are a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of things happening around Bollywood as well. So it's not the end goal, but it never really was. I feel you still have a lot of potential careers that you can do if you're happy with it. Not because you are an outsider, that's why you move away from Bollywood. That cannot happen. If you're an outsider, no matter where you come from, you should try.
The thing is, you might still want to be there, but you might be too busy in Seoul doing K-dramas now. Anushka, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, getting to know you, and I look forward to seeing all the work that I'm sure you're going to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.